experience, and I get into some of this stuff and I study it and I look at it. And this Grant Township solar farm, we talked about Commissioner Warfield, Claremont, both have said that we need to do what's right for the county, the environment, the people. I don't think that project is gonna be good with respect to any of that. And just as a point of interest, EDP, the company that is behind building this thing, they've stated this is a 110 megawatt project. As I mentioned on the, with respect to the data centers, the entire output of that proposed solar farm would be lucky to produce 1% of the power needed for that data farm. So I think we're going down the wrong path with these solar farms, and I think you need to put the brakes on it. Might be too late for this one. I'd like to see it gone, but that's my 2 cents worth. Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck. Anyone else? Okay, let's go back to the board.
I just had a question. Do we ever have input on the program at, with 4-H or, MSU Extension? I know they come to us, but can we encourage other groups and programs? And she brought that up because I carry the Constitution with me, and this little girl, she couldn't read it because she didn't know how to do cursive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we should have cursive class for the next
Yeah.
generation.
Well, you gotta talk to that school board.
Well, it could be something through our extension that we do. I know the schools and school board, we can talk to schools, but
Sure.
I think that people should know how to.
Yep. The handwriting back there.
Right.
is that.
Well, how are you gonna read the Constitution?
That was just that.
So, just, thank you. I think it's
Thank
important.
you, good point. Tom?
I have a couple things, Chair. First, I just want to make the commissioners aware that I've been working with the Downtown Development Authority of Ernest Township. I attend their meetings. And trying to help them in providing municipal water to the DDA district. They have the capability of doing it financially now. They would have to use city water. They won't be able to build their own tower. So it would be a negotiation between the city and the DDA and the township board of Ernest Township. And it would be their own municipal supply. And that DDA was developed to provide both water and sewer to that district. They just didn't have the financial capability at the time to do both. They do now. We now have the sewer system in place, and they have the financial capability to run their own municipal water supply. And again, they have to be a contract with the city. Typically, those contracts, the city would sell water at 1.5 times the rate to city residents. It's typically what happens in those cases. And the reason behind it, it's twofold. I mean, one, the DDA has a significant amount of money in the bank, and they have to have a project to, in place to use that money. So they can't just bank it. And their DDA does say that they are capturing tax dollars to provide a water and sewer system. So it's going to be a very complex thing to get it done, but the VDA board is certainly willing to manage the project.
Are they not getting water from the city now?
No,
Really?
no, it's all wells. And, the city operates their sewer system.
Got that.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking Main Street.
So that DDA.
You're talking farther out, Inverness.
This is Inverness Township from the state police post.
Yeah,
to
I
the
guess I
junction.
remember this.
Is a downtown development authority.
Mr. Chairman, I had a question of Commissioner Eustace. Will this service the Walmart area that we've never been able to get utilities to? When you say Inverness Township, that rings that bell.
Right. It
My
could,
mind.
yes.
It could?
Yep. Yes,
And
absolutely.
Meyer still owns that land, am I correct? We've been waiting for utilities for a while. I realize they've lost interest in moving Cheboygan.
Yep.
But at one time, it made sense from a business model perspective. And I think that it might again, if there were those utilities, it, certainly could be hoped for many. But this would service that. What can we do as a board of commissioners to help them, to help facilitate that?
Well,
Anything at all?
They asked that question at the front of the
Yeah.
DDA board, because they certainly do need help to develop it. And really, it's a catch-22 situation. You can wait for Meyer to come in and say they would participate in getting water out there, which they intended to do when they were going to build. Or you can be proactive and the township can get water out there, so, and then market that we now have a water supply, that you can build box stores out there, you can build a Meyer, you can build a Menards. Because all of these box stores, all these buildings have to have fire suppression systems in it. And the best way to do that is gravity-fed water supply. Like Meyer, if they just would've went with well water, they would've had to drill 12 wells to supply their fire suppression system. But gravity-fed water does the job.
That's the purpose of the tower.
So,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
So going forward, I'm just making aware that this is again, a process that's gonna take some time, but the EDA is working on it diligently. I mean, it's their project, it's what they wanna do going forward.
You want support.
Then there's some opposition from the city, though. I mean, they bring up
Certainly
the fact
is.
that they want to renegotiate the sewer contract and things like that before they'll even consider water. Isn't that one of the big holding points there?
It absolutely is, yeah, there's some concern on that side of it, there's no doubt about it. And they do wanna renegotiate, if the township's gonna buy water, they wanna renegotiate the sewer contract and make it one contract, make it a utility service agreement for both water and sewer. And to their benefit.
Sure, sure. That sounds feasible.
But, yeah, and,
How
see,
long, I'm sorry, how long, you say that they have a certain amount of time to move on this because they have to use the money for projects going forward, you mentioned that. What is that timeline before they would lose the funds, or could they lose the funds?
well, they could, but they have a plan, so as long as they have a plan on what they're gonna spend that money on, I don't think the Department of Treasury's gonna be right about it, they could. If they just sit on that and don't have a plan to do a development, infrastructure development, the Department of Treasury can come back and say, you gotta give the money back to taxpayers. They could dissolve the EPA and, we have to give it back to the taxpayers.
The city having continuing discussions with this, or is it at a standstill because of certain individuals there that don't want to cooperate?
Somewhat, and I think they've had, with this new township board, Todd Rock is the supervisor, and a couple of members, they've had some discussions with the city manager, Dan Sadowski, that have been pretty productive. But, on the other side of the coin, the township's gonna have to bend a little bit. It's not just all the city.
Sure.
Township's gotta, give something out to make this happen. So that's the tough part of that negotiation.
I think that more of that needs to be publicized, because the fact that I've talked to some of my constituents out there that own businesses and things like that, and they're just not up to speed with that. And I think it's the public that can put the pressure on their township officials or the city officials, to make this. So I think that, I know we don't have much of a paper anymore, but they will, do some work on certain stories of great interest, and I think that would be a good one to have them put something out there. Not that many people buy the Tribune anymore, but I still think that letting the people know that they need to put the pressure on their constituents in office.
Sure. Yeah, district isn't gonna get developed unless they get water out there. Because there's, not only are there commercial developments that need fire suppression systems, put up a hotel, put up an apartment complex out there, they all need municipal water. They can get by with, like an apartment complex, maybe they can buy with well water.
I think you can only have 20 users on it. Well, so like a business, you open a shop, you have more than 20 people, including employees and guests in the building at a time. That well, because I have one monitor my own wells outside the city, but
Yeah.
I think is why that in itself will hold back economic development, as you're saving with what kind of water you can use.
Yes, yeah.
Are you gonna follow that then, Tom?
Oh, yes, yeah, I'm gonna continue to go to the DDA meetings and the township meetings, and, I haven't really I've had some discussion with Dan Sabowski, but not in depth at all.
Well, I find
And that we move on that, and that if we can, help in any way as a board, sure, help facilitate that in any way, and get Jeff involved, we'll move forward with that.
His spare time?
Yes, perfect, yeah. And the good thing is, that Jason Carmel is a highly skilled water and wastewater superintendent. He knows how to do this. He knows what to do, how to do it. It's gonna have to be engineered, and the DDA board is certainly willing to do some preliminary engineering on it. But Jason knows how to get the water out there, where to go. The thing is, it's what the commissioners can do is, in the long run, is we also need to extend Huron Street, which is in the city, but there's a right-of-way that extends farther into the township, and there's not a road there, but the right-of-way's there. So that's where Jason would run the water line. Come directly off the city water tower, run it down Huron Street, so it's in a utility right-of-way. They would have to buy some properties, not much, to get a right-of-way to run the water line down, and then they could run it across the Meyer property to Tannery Road, now to 27. All of that, just to get a water main out to that point is about $1 million. They have the financial capabilities of doing that. And then from that point, you could charge people to tap into that water line. And there would be a meter at the city limits, and the township would buy water from the city, and then they could bill their customers, or they could contract with the city to bill